Hi, my name is Geneva Dalton, and today I'm going to be talking about temporary assistance for needy families. First thing we'll talk about is what is temporary assistance for needy families. Second thing is who does it help and how does it help. Third thing is what are the requirements to receive it. The fourth thing is how is it funded, and the fifth thing is how has it changed over time. First thing, what is temporary assistance for needy families? Temporary assistance for needy families is a block grant created by the Personal Responsibility and Work Opportunity Reconciliation Act of 1966 as part of a federal effort to end welfare as we know it. The Temporary Assistance for Needy Families block grant replaced the Aid to Families with Dependent Children, or AFDC program, which had provided cash welfare to poor families with children since 1935. In all different states, the temporary assistance for needy families has different names. So, for example, I live in Ohio, and my temporary assistance for needy families program is called Ohio Works First, or OWF. Alrighty, second thing, who does temporary assistance for needy families help? Who can receive the benefits? That would be families that include minors or a woman who is pregnant, so just families with children that need help with money. What are the purposes of the temporary assistance for needy family program? I found this information on the Ohio governor page for Mike DeWine, and these are the 4 purposes or goals of the temporary assistance for needy families program. Purpose 1 is it provides assistance to families that need help so that children can be cared for properly. The second purpose is to independence of parents on government benefits by promoting jobs and marriage. The third purpose is to encourage the formation of 2-parent families. And the fourth purpose is preventing and reducing out-of-wedlock pregnancies. So it can be used for a lot of different things like childcare and bills and things like that, but there also are a lot of things that you cannot use it for, and this is a list that I made of things you cannot use it for. So the first thing is medical services. The second thing is entertainment expenses, so like you couldn't use it to go to the movies or the pool or things like that. The third thing would be juvenile justice services. The fourth thing is child support services. So you cannot use the benefits you receive to pay your child support. Foster care maintenance payments. Purchasing buildings or purchasing property. So if you wanted to buy a building to open a restaurant or purchase a house, you could not use your temporary assistance to needy families benefit. Public education, replacing current funding, and cost sharing of another federal program unless allowed by federal law. Alrighty, the third thing, what are the requirements to receive temporary assistance for needy families? There are 3 main requirements, and they are the family must include a minor or a pregnant woman. The second thing is households must earn 200% of the federal poverty line or less. Third thing, a non-custodial parent may qualify for non-assistance if their minor child is in state. Alrighty, what are the U.S. citizenship requirements for temporary assistance for needy families? So generally, undocumented immigrants are ineligible to receive most federal public benefits like temporary assistance for needy families. You have to live in the U.S. for 5 years and have a lawful permanent resident status, or LPR, or another more common term would be a green card, before you can receive any benefits, but you could still also be denied. All right, the fourth thing is how is temporary assistance for needy families funded? Most temporary assistance for needy families funding comes from a block grant of about $16.5 billion per year. Each state receives a fixed grant based on how much it received in federal funding in the pre-1996 cash assistance program during the early and mid-90s. Alrighty, the fifth thing is, how has temporary assistance for needy families changed over time? I chose to mainly put the effects the pandemic had on it. So, the temporary assistance for needy families caseload declined between 2019 and 2020. Pandemic federal unemployment benefits and other financial assistance programs had a huge part in the decline. There was a tiny spike of increased caseload in the very early 2020, but quickly changed once the shutdown happened and everyone had to stay home. Alrighty. Temporary assistance for needy families and the NASW Code of Ethics. So, the Temporary Assistance for Needy Families policy does work to help people in need and address social problems, but I wouldn't say it challenges social justice. The reason for that being, immigrants have to wait up to 5 years to even be considered for the benefits, and once they can apply, they can still be turned away. I think that anybody in the low-income bracket should be eligible, whether they are an illegal immigrant or not, because everyone needs the help if they are low income. And then my question to you would be, what are some potential long-term effects, negative or positive, of temporary assistance for needy families on the families who receive it?